everybody. I am so delighted to be with you all in this space finally and again. And I want to welcome all of our new folks who are joining our community. First, I want to explain a little something funny about, or that may appear funny to you. Why would a school have the first day of school the Friday before Labor Day weekend? Why would we ever do that? Well, the reason we do that is because you had your retreats where you first got to know some people and hopefully got a little sense of the campus. And what we used to do is we'd start school after Labor Day weekend. So the unknown, that feeling of kind of excitement, worry that we sometimes have when things are new, would last all those days through the long weekend. So instead, we created this day, which is really a practice day, where you meet every teacher, you go to every class, and the idea is then the unknown is now the known, and you can go off and have a wonderful 3-day weekend. However, this is not the only day that you can be unsure of where a class is or what you're supposed to bring to something. We expect that it's going to take a while to get familiar with this place, so not to worry. These teachers, these staff, they are so patient, so ready to help you. Don't you worry about that. We will be grooving into school for a while. I love this event, Matriculation. Matriculation is when we formally induct all the new members of the community to join Derryfield. If you are new to Derryfield, as of right now, this moment, you officially belong to the Derryfield community from now, and as Ms. King models, your whole life long, and there's nothing that you need to do to prove yourself or earn it. You're already one of us. And so the greeting of the 6th graders is symbolic of that, and then we will also greet and welcome everyone who's new to the upper school, including those who came through our 8th grade. Again, making that point that everyone now fully belongs. So Derryfield School's mission is what's front and center to the adults in this community. Derryfield inspires bright, motivated students to be their best and provides them with the skills and experiences needed to become valued, dynamic, confident, and purposeful members of any community. That's why we are here. And this is what we plan to do for each of you here, to inspire you to be your best. My colleagues and I are so inspired to do that, to use our skill and knowledge and hearts and hands to partner with you, the students, and together we will bring out the vast potential in you. This year, we will lift up 2 of our core values, aim high and character. We're going to explore the concept of aiming high in a new way, connecting it with character, so that we're thinking of aiming high as more than simply one's own achievement and personal development of one's own intellect. Aiming high hopefully will become, in this new conception of it, working to develop your abilities to achieve ethical wisdom for the purpose of leading for the common good. We connect these core values so that you can see your life's purpose as higher than just creating a comfortable life for yourself and your family. We hope you create a beautiful life for yourself and your family, and also develop your gifts for the good of others, for the good of animals and the earth. In order to lead well, you must attend to your character with the intentionality, the same intentionality that you put to your studies. You need to build your capacity for self-discipline, for patience, for compassion. Two towering and wise figures, the spiritual leader of Tibet, the Dalai Lama, a Buddhist monk, and his friend, the Archbishop Desmond Tutu, the Anglican leader in South Africa, who won a Nobel Peace Prize for his work ending apartheid, have written a book together, which I read this summer. It's called The Book of Joy, and in it, the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Tutu describe compassion as something we want to become. The Dalai Lama states that too much self-centered thinking is the source of suffering. A compassionate concern for others' well-being is the source of happiness. On this planet, over the last 3,000 years, he writes, different religious traditions developed. All these traditions carry the same message, the message of love. So the purpose of their different traditions is to promote and strengthen the value of love, compassion. So different medicine, but the same aim, to cure our pain, our illness. Even scientists now say basic human nature is compassionate. And that we are hardwired to connect with each other and to care. It takes time, says the Archbishop. We are growing and learning how to be compassionate, how to be caring, how to be human. The Buddha is attributed with saying, "What is the one thing which when you possess, you have all other virtues?" It is compassion. Compassion is what connects the feeling of empathy to acts of kindness, generosity, and other expressions of altruistic tendencies. The Archbishop stated, even for kings and queens and spiritual leaders, their survival depends on the rest of the community. So therefore, if you want to have a happy life and fewer problems, you have to develop serious concern for the well-being of others. So when someone is passing through a difficult period or difficult circumstances, then automatically will come a sense of concern for their well-being. And if there is the possibility to help, then you can help. If there is no possibility to help, you can just pray or wish them well. The Dalai Lama said, "This concern for others is something very precious. We humans have a special brain, but this brain causes a lot of suffering because it is always thinking, me, me, me. The more time you spend thinking about yourself, the more suffering you experience." The incredible thing is, when we think of alleviating others' suffering, our own suffering is reduced. This is the true secret of happiness. So this is a very practical thing, he says. In fact, it is common sense. Even when you are personally suffering, when you say, "How can I help?" even in the midst of your deep anguish, it's an alchemy that transforms your pain. It may not take it away, but it becomes in a way bearable, more than it was at the time when you were just saying, "Poor me," thinking about yourself. The Archbishop and the Dalai Lama revealed one of the core paradoxes of happiness. We are most joyful when we focus on others, not ourselves. So as we explore the value of character, we know that integrity, kindness, honesty, generosity are all wrapped up in it. And we want to aim high in our plan to meet that hope. These two core values are ideally matched to this year, when so many of us are coming to Derryfield from school experiences that were remote or hybrid last year. The lack of socializing, even for those who did come to campus every day last year, but the lack of socializing for many and the lack of on-campus learning for others may have put you out of practice at being part of a community. Or perhaps you came from a school that was unfriendly or unkind. Let me tell you that here, kindness is expected. Kindness is normal. Humor is prized, but the kind of humor that doesn't diminish others. You are safe to be yourself, and you're expected to contribute to an environment where every other person can be themselves too. We define leadership as intentional and sustained engagement for the common good. And we are relaunching a redesigned LEAD program that every student will be taking this year to help you explore concepts of leadership skills, ethics, and wellness. In your humanities courses, in English, history, languages, and art, you're going to learn about other people's perspectives, study the complexities of leading, and create reasoned arguments based on evidence. You'll explore how to express yourself through civil discourse, listening to others, discussing ideas with curiosity in order to understand. And then you can also share your own well-researched views. In our past STEM courses, which taught design thinking, students have chosen projects that tackle human suffering and seek to reduce it with their inventions. A skill we teach here in many courses that we aspire to teach in many, many courses is design thinking, and it's ideally matched to this message of aiming high in character because step one in the design thinking process is to empathize. So I welcome you to Derryfield, every one of you, and our faculty and staff. Excited to see how you will integrate the values of character and aiming high into your own growth this year.